So we've been joined by James Martin in the kitchen where he's cooking up a winter warming soup. Hello.
Hi there.
This looks incredible. Phil's already tucked in.
Oh, my God.
So
My mum makes cheese straws, so I have to be very careful here when I say, I'm sorry, Mum, but it is James Martin. These are the best cheese straws I have ever tasted in my whole life.
You'll be in trouble for that. I'm going to show you how to, first of all, make the soup. Really, really simple. I've got full-fat milk over here, and I'm going to do a cauliflower soup, because I know, Holly, you're a massive fan of cauliflower.
Cauliflower is underrated.
I think it's really
cauliflower
underrated.
in everything.
Well, the trouble is with a lot of people with soup, they just think it's just leftover bits and pieces just thrown into a pot.
Ooh.
Now, this, all I've got in here is just full-fat milk, and I just put the cauliflower in it, nothing else. So you can make this soup with parsnip, you can make it with carrot, you can make it with any veg you want, really. But it's just milk, nothing else. So that's the key to it.
So no stock or anything?
No stock, nothing. Keep
Wow.
this. Because what I've done with this is I've roasted it, so
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
well,
my
why
gosh.
does it taste like that, then?
Well, it's all in this little bit in a minute. But when you start to warm this up, then I've got a little bit of curry powder, because curry powder and curry is a great flavour. So that's all there is. Just mix that together. Bring us to the boil.
That's amazing.
It's the key to a soup is seasoning. But these cheese straws, I'll show you in a minute, but these cheese straws, really simple. You start off with ready-made puff pastry, like that. Easy as that. Open it all up. Then we take some egg wash. Egg yolk is the key to this, because they're not in the oven long enough for a whole egg. So, egg yolk.
Right.
Get plenty of egg yolk on. This is the glue bit of the cheese straw, so make sure you've got... This has got 2 egg yolks in there.
Can you
already.
make this before and freeze? Yes, that's the whole point of this item, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
OK, good. Glad I asked.
Yeah.
I suddenly remembered as I was saying it. Yeah, get ahead, that's right.
Exactly, yes. Get ahead. You can freeze these, but to be honest with you, there's very little point, because it's really,
They
really
wouldn't
quick.
last
You'll see how
from
quick
being
it is.
finished to get into the
Yeah,
freezer.
they wouldn't get in your freezer, would they? No.
So once you've got the parmesan on over the top like that, then you take some thyme. It's a good idea to use strong herbs. Herbs like thyme, rosemary, stuff like that. Those are the 2 real ones that you want to be using for this. A little bit of salt.
And it's got to be fresh.
Got to be fresh, ideally, yes, ideally. Then the key to a cheese straw is this, cling film.
Oh. What?
Take a rolling pin.
Your soup.
And that sticks to
Soup,
cheese.
your soup, your soup.
James, soup.
You've got to...
Trying to speed it up, you see, but there you go. It's nearly there. But then, so that basically is your glue.
Soup, James, soup.
I know what I'll be doing in the break, cleaning the hob, I know that. Yeah, right, reduce that down a bit. It only takes 3 or 4 minutes to cook. But then what we do with the cheese straws is you cut. So trim off the edges. We don't want that bit.
Oh.
And then you take your cheese straw like that, cut them in about centimetre pieces when you pressed it on, and then we should have a tray. Yeah, I'll turn that soup off. There you go.
Let's go in again. There's not going to be any left in that pan.
There isn't much left, to be honest with you. Look. And then you twist.
And that's it.
And then to stop them uncurling, press. So
That's
twist.
very good.
Opposite directions, like that. When you get that, press it onto the tray.
That's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and then bake them in the oven. They've gone in about sort of 180 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. Then back over to our soup, whatever we got left. Yes, we got some left. There you go. Put the whole lot in here.
Steady you.
And with cauliflower, don't overcook it. You know what I mean? So with
That was how long would you do?
well, ideally 6 minutes, but I only get 5.5 for this, I've just been told. So salt and pepper. Now, the most important thing with what makes that soup different is seasoning. Salt.
Yes.
Just when you think you've got enough seasoning, salt.
It's definitely got salt in it.
It's got to have salt and
Quite
pepper in it.
salty.
It's really, really
quite
important.
salty.
Salt and pepper, like that. Bit of black pepper and a touch of double cream.
Ah.
That goes in there. Lid on. Blend. Just so happens, I've got one underneath here.
You're having a really good day, aren't you? Oh, James!
See, this is what happens. You see, when you're used to doing a Saturday show, you're used to chilling out at your home, you know, you get as much time as you want. What I've got is I've got a director on my ear telling me that I've got 7 minutes, now I've got 6 minutes, then I've got 5 minutes, now I've got 1 minute, apparently.
Yeah, but look how you're using those minutes.
Anyway,
Well.
you can easily do this at home.
Oh, darling. Listen, it tastes delicious. Don't you
just
worry.
before...
Look at the state of this.
To give you a chance to spill something else, in the top of this soup that I've just pretty much eaten, there was like a brown skid mark.
It's now got bits on it.
What was that made?
Do you know, I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to come here.
Oh my God, that nearly came out of my nose.
What is it? Because it's amazing.
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you now.
It's amazing.
No, I'm not telling you now.
Oh, please.
It's cauliflower and butter. It's
No, just eat it. I'm not telling you.
It's cauliflower and butter, isn't it?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, James! Are you really not going to tell?
I know the time's gone. He's in my ear telling me it's gone. I know.
Just, James, do what we do and don't take any notice.
He's going to say clear the shot. How can I clear the shot? I've got to do this as well. Right. I don't know how we got there, but that's cauliflower soup.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And I assume on the app and online, you will tell us how to do the skid
Oh, I don't care anymore.
Okay.
Oh,
For all
James.
recipe details, have a look at the This Morning app.
And the good news is you're back later.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm not going anywhere, am I? Look at this.
He's going to be clearing up for an hour.
Oh, it's my machine from home as well.
We join James Martin in the kitchen now, where he's showing us how we can get ahead with our Christmas cooking. I say, what are you cooking for us? But it's in front of us, and we've been watching it behind you, cooking all morning. Wow.
Well, you didn't get much soup, to be honest with you. Most of it went on the floor. Part of the soup is in the tree, to be honest with you, from earlier. But I thought I'd do a little bit of gravy and stuffing. Gravy two ways, really. A restaurant version of gravy and my mother's gravy.
Oh.
So you've got a bit of both there. So that
Which one's
the
which?
larger jug is my mother's gravy.
Oh, right.
The smaller jug is sort of a restaurant-y gravy. The
What's
restaurant
your mum
gravy is done
called?
like this. It's done with red wine.
What's your mum called?
Susan. Sue.
Right, thank you for the gravy, Susan.
Yeah, she's already texted me already, straight away, laughing her head off from earlier. So thank you, Mother. But in there, we've got some red wine, and you reduce this down. This is all about reduction, and it's about using this sort of stuff. This is the liquid stock. You need it when it's cold. So when you look in the supermarket and squeeze it, if it's gelatinous, that's what you want, because it's made out of the bones, ready for that. And then you just put the stock in here. And you put all this lot in, and you reduce it and reduce it and reduce it. So one of these containers is probably about 2 to 3 portions. It reduces down to about 8, 10 tablespoons. That's all. That's all you get out. It's all about this reduction, reducing it down. When it's finished, you then finish it off with a little knob of butter. It's called Monty au beurre. The French call it Monty au beurre. It's to thicken a sauce or create velvety with a little bit of butter. My mother's sauce over here, my mother's gravy,
which is delicious.
which is really nice.
Oh, it's also good.
Is made with this. It's made with that very well-known gravy browning and gravy mix. And you mix that together with cold water. And then I've got some caramelised onions on here. A little bit more caramelised than what I wanted. But there's a theme through an end through it today. But I was too busy at the bar, to be honest with you. So these got a little bit too much. They've got a nice little bit of bitterness with them, really, for that one. And then we're going to bring that to the boil. And then this is the one that you've got. And then you add a very well-known yeast extract, beginning with B.
Oh.
And another one beginning with M.
Oh, you do both?
Bit of both. Yeah.
Oh.
Meat and yeast extract. Then what you want to do is bring this to the boil, and then that's the one that you're having.
This is your mum's.
I don't know which one I prefer most.
I haven't tried the restaurant.
Now, if
The
you're making
restaurant
either
one
of these
has
for
got
Christmas,
it tastes like a restaurant one.
if you're making either of these for Christmas, particularly that one, make this and freeze it. Ice cube trays, put them out into an ice cube tray. When they're frozen, put them out into a freezer bag, and then take out what you need. 1 ice cube is roughly enough sauce to do sort of half.
Half a person.
Yeah. So
half
then
a
take a
person.
couple of ice cubes. We'll do 1 portion, and then you can freeze it easy.
Oh, it's just
nice and
so
simple.
delicious.
Right.
Better.
Next. I need this. I've never seen so much cauliflower. It just goes everywhere, everywhere. So this is stuffing. We're going to do a non-meat one and a meat one. All right. So we take some onions. So sage and onion stuffing, and I'm going to stick it in a blender.
The difference between your stuff, my mum's stuffing is... well done.
I wouldn't mind, but this was the mop that I washed the floor with. Even the mop fell apart on me today.
What a day you've had.
Just typical today. But,
So you do yours is like a dry stuffing. I quite like my mum does a wet stuffing.
well,
What
that
do you
could be,
mean?
that's the addition. You've got 2 there. So you've got the addition of a little bit of sausage meat, which I've got, and then you can put a little bit of suet in there if you wanted to. But do this in batches. So once you've got that done, we've got the sage and we've got the parsley. So sage and parsley, usually double quantity of sage. You can put dried sage in this as well.
Yeah.
Give it a quick blitz.
I think that the sausage one I've just had, I'm just trying the drier one. What's
That's the usual, sage and onion stuff.
Sage and onion.
Yeah, so you just bind it with a little bit of egg. But once you've got the onions and parsley and sage in there, I'm going to use a little bit of chestnuts. These you can buy these already created in a vacuum-sealed bag. The little bit of chestnuts. You give these a quick blend. You can put things like hazelnuts and bits and pieces in there. And then you pop that in as well. All that goes in. And then it's up to you. You can put orange juice, lemon juice, but it's obviously always got the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Plenty of salt and pepper. And the great thing about this is you make it the day before. Doesn't work.
Oh.
And then,
James.
then we put some eggs in it. Who's cooking tomorrow, by the way? Anybody?
Who's in tomorrow?
Phil Vickery?
Phil Vickery.
Who's in tomorrow? Phil Vickery. Phil, if you're watching this, the 2 rings don't work. They're full of cauliflower soup. All right?
Oh, God.
So it might need to adapt your recipe, but all we're going to do is mix this together. And then you can either bake this on the tray or you can mould this all up. It's entirely up to you.
When you do stuffing, do you put it inside the turkey, or do you think?
No, never.
Why?
Because well, the problem is with turkey, I don't really like turkey, to be brutally honest with you.
Oh.
I know I have a joint of beef, joint of pork, that kind of stuff for
You
Christmas.
don't do turkey?
I think there's a reason
Turkey's
we only eat turkey once a year.
Oh, no, I love turkey at Christmas.
So dumb.
Well, my granddad was a farmer, and he always said it's ugly when it's alive, it's worse when it's dead. No amount of stuff inserted somewhere will never make it taste more interesting.
I think if you were to treat yourself to a really amazing barn-reared local
It's got to be,
from
a
the
really good
butchers.
chicken, I always think. And, you know, roast chicken is a chef's favourite. It's absolutely delicious. But roast chicken with stuffing like this. But
I tell you what.
So you can mould them all up like that. Alternatively, you can put them on a tray like this and bake it like that. But don't press it down too much. Just bake it as it is. And then you pop that in the oven. This wants to bake for about sort of an hour and... Well, not an hour for that one. I meant for the hour for the Yorkshire pudding. But
Can
this
you
needs to cook.
Can you say hello to a lady called Amanda who's just had her knee done and she's a big fan of yours?
Amanda. Hi. And I haven't got a plate to put it on, but there you go. Amanda, I'm going to send you something, by the way. And it's not cauliflower soup. I'm going to send you a nice little hamper to cheer you up.
Oh, wow.
I'll send you a nice little chef's hamper.
She said
needed
you're her
cheering up.
favourite chef, so she'll be delighted with that.
Is that right? Look,
James, you steady on. I'm worried about you. Are you getting a
do you know what? I'm blaming it on this pint, to be honest with you now. I still got it going in my ear going, you're taking too long. I don't care. I'm just going to keep cooking, to be honest with you.
You keep cooking. And James, thank you very much for all the recipe details. Take a look. Wow! Look at that.
What the hell is
Something's
Something's worked! Something's worked!
What's